During the first 7 days of 2023, we unite around the world to co-create a global field of intention and action for the healing and replenishment of Mother Earth and all her children. Shedding the noise and distractions, we slow down and listen to the whispers of our heart's calling. In sacred space, we attune to the language of essence, the radiance of life shining through our familiar patterns and stories, guiding our way forward. As we follow the path of essence, we reawaken our ancient knowing of how to live with nature as nature. Together, we seed the new year with clarity, courage, and commitment to live lightly and lovingly, cultivating that which is most essential and nourishing for the thriving of all life.
Welcome, beloveds. Welcome, friends. Beautiful day, day 3. Today we are exploring radiance. Thank you so much for joining our 7 days of rest and return to essence. And I just remind us that we are joining a global field with events happening all around the world, with people all around the world in different ways, taking these first 7 days to drop deeper into our hearts, into resonance, into love. And so let's just start right now. And let's just take a moment to drop into the center of our own sweetheart. Just taking a few minutes to feel our breath moving in and out of this sacred altar, the center of our chest. Connecting back into our first day and our focus on the quality of our presence. We can always find it right here at the altar of our heart. We just relax and breathe and give ourselves over to love over and over and over again. Let's just allow this time together in community, in this global field, to nourish and uplift and activate our capacity to live for the good of the whole from this place of presence in the face of whatever we face. And then, as Marshall guided us yesterday, we feel this vibration at the center of our hearts, the presence of our presence. And we relax and come into resonance with the earth, with the sun, with the cosmos. One magnificent symphony in your heart, your presence, your note, a vital and beloved part. If you take time every day, even just a little bit, to drop in and attune ourselves, come into resonance with life itself. We can be fortified, enriched and nourished by the field itself. And from this place, let's send a wave of love to all of the people on this call or listening to the recording right now, our family, our community of coherence. Thank you. Because in a field of others radiating love, we're capable of more than we can ever do alone. Yes. So welcome to day 3 and our theme of radiance. And I'm really excited by who we have to come and share about this with us today. Jennifer Hill, one of my favorite sisters, beautiful sister. Jennifer Hill is an author and a speaker and a TV host and an entrepreneur and a thought leader and a world traveler. She's the founder of Om Heals, which is a website that matches people to energy healers. And she is a core team member of the Global Coherence Pulse. And I can't imagine anybody more perfect than to share with us about the theme of radiance. And as you can see, just looking at Jennifer, there is a radiance to her in her smile, in her presence. We also have Maitreya with us today, which he'll be coming in and sharing some music with us. And if you were here for the Pulse in December, then you know what a wonderful musician and just heart that Maitreya is, and he'll be sharing with us. So, Jennifer, today is resonance, and I'm so grateful that you're here to share that with us.
Thank you, Teresa. I remember when we were doing a pulse call last month and you talked about this incredible 7 days that you were creating and you said the word radiance. And I just went, pick me, pick me. I was like, oh, I would love to talk on that. And I love how the universe just synchronistically presents us with opportunities to reinforce that. Just this last week, I was listening to a book called The Master Key System. Has anybody ever listened to it or heard it? It's an old book that is circa the time of around Think and Grow Rich and a lot of those brilliant books. It's a classic. And it's amazing that here they were about 80 or 100 years ago talking about this same idea of a radiance that we're talking about today. And in the book, they said, our core, our essence is our solar plexus. It's our energy. It really is astounding that people were speaking about this 80 or 100 years ago, and that they knew that any blockage in our field literally shows up in the world as a heaviness. One of my dear friends and I were on a call earlier today, and you can feel and you can sense when someone is in their radiance, is in their awesome essence of divinity. And you can also really see and feel and sense it when someone's blocked or hurt. I'm pretty attuned and sensitive myself. So my friend and I hopped on a call today. And as soon as we got on, I said, are you okay? I said, I get a real sense you're sad. And she wound up sharing with me what was going on in her life. And I think that it goes to show us that we don't all have to be happy all the time. I think sometimes happiness and radiance get accidentally collapsed with one another. And I really want to distinguish the essence of two things. For me, and what I would love to share today, and what we're going to talk about and lead you through in the meditation later, is radiance is a state of being. It's a state of owning the human, the divinity, the light within each and every one of us, and seeing that light in one another. I'm going to tie this into the meditation later, though. About 6 or 8 months ago, I was in Paris and I was heading out to Giverny's gardens. And I was just sitting there, just like any day. It's a beautiful sunny day, and the fields are bright yellow, flickered all over with golden light from the mustard seeds that were in bloom. And as we're driving out there, I'm sitting next to my husband in the car, and I start doing a meditation. And in a moment, I saw the most beautiful vision I'd ever seen. I was completely just entranced by this vision. And what I saw was the light, the original light that we all came from, the light that is our essence. And I saw every one of us as the billions of sparks of light moving back towards our original source, just like we're doing today in these 7 days, and just like we gather every single month for the pulse. We are these billions of sparks of light, and we are returning to our essence, to our radiance, and to our nature, which is the divinity and the light. And no matter how dark a time any one of us might be going through, I don't know about any of you, but there were definitely some soul crushing moments for me in the past year, and some beautiful moments that were so glowing that I could barely contain the light that they held. And that is life, to allow for the light and darkness, and to know simultaneously that that beautiful spark of divinity is always burning there, even though it might seem dark sometimes. When we connect to that essence, that is what gets us through the tough times. So that's what we're here to talk about today. Thank you for having me here, Teresa.
Well, do you have some time to continue to share, Jennifer? I'd love for you to, yeah, we have another 5 or 6, 7 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, please.
Perfect. As I was praying and meditating this morning and reflecting on the idea of radiance, radiance is not, it's not something you can fake. Have any of you noticed that? Because it's like you can put on, I'm going to try and fake radiance. Hold on. I'm going to try and do this. I did that when I was a little kid. Did anybody else ever do that? My grandfather would say, "Smile, honey," and I'd be like, and I think in life, the idea of smiling is sometimes covering up our ability. You can have pain and still be radiant. And I think that is the question. How can we transmute and transform the greatest sorrow, the greatest darkness, the greatest pain that we might ever go through, and transmute that to fuel that beautiful spark of light within us? When we think about these things, just about a month or two ago, I had an epiphany around this myself. My sister, who I love and adore, she went through some struggles, and she was making a list of ways that she could improve herself. And she said, "Jenny, I love you, and I would appreciate it if you would help me with this list. Could you make a list of all the things you're most proud of me for, and the things that you think I need to work on?" And I said, "Oh, of course, whatever I can do to support you on your journey." And I said, I don't have that exercise in anything I'm doing, but I would love to join you in this. Would you humor me and do the same? Would you please make a list of the things you're proud of me for and the things that you think I need to work on? Now, that's a fun thing to do right around the holidays, ask a family member those questions, though it turned out beautifully, and I'll share with you why. So my sister said to me, "Jenny, the thing I admire most about you is your joy de vivre, that joy and zest you have for life." Though what really confounded me was the number one thing on her list of things that she said I needed to work on is, she literally said, "You can't be that happy all the time." So it was this weird juxtaposition, right? And I remember sharing that with my mom a day later. I said, "Mom, did Erica tell you we're both creating these lists for one another?" And she said, "Yeah, I think it's great." She said, "I'm not going to do it for either one of you, but I think it's great for you guys to do." And she said, "Yeah, what do you want to discuss?" And I said, "Well, Erica said these two things that I can't quite reconcile." She said that she loves my joy of life, and at the same time, She said that, you know, how can I really be that happy all the time? And my mom shared with me something I never knew. She said, Jenny, you may not remember this. When you were about 2 years old, your grandfather, God bless him, was like Marine Corps, Semper Fi, just like go out there, heroic guy, had a Purple Heart. And so I must have been 2 years old and I fell and I had like a little owie. And my grandfather didn't want me to show anything other than happiness, though. So my mom said, Jenny, you looked up at your grandpa and your eyes were tears streaming down your cheeks. And you're trying to put on that, that fake radiant smile I was showing you earlier. And you said to him, Grandpa, don't worry, I happy. I promise I happy. And when my mom shared that story with me, as I was sharing with Teresa before we went live today, it's really caused me to do some deep diving into what is that true radiance, that true joy. And what are those moments where sometimes we're putting on that painful smile, that, the trying to smile through the pain because we don't want to upset our loved ones or let anybody down. Though I think that there is room for all of it. I think that there is room in radiance for sadness and anguish. And in the same way that we can transmute some of the darkest experiences we've ever gone through in our lives, that too can then be the fuel and the radiance that lights our fire. And that's my invitation to each of us this coming year, is to look for those areas of your life where maybe there might be darkness, there might be sorrow, there might be anguish, and ask yourself, how can I use that anguish, that darkness, that pain as the kindling for my inner fire, my inner radiance, and also to give yourself permission to be all the ways that you are and to reconnect your radiance, even sometimes when it feels impossible. It might be petting your dog or your cat, hugging your best friend or your spouse, looking into your children's eyes. There are always ways that we can reconnect to our radiance. So this year, I invite you to connect to a radiance list. Maybe take out a journal and a pen and paper if you have one, or the notes section on your phone, and write down what are the things that kindle your radiance. And then when you feel like you're getting into one of those challenging times where you feel like you've lost your radiance, remember, it just takes a little spark, that spark of light that we talked about earlier, that divinity within you is always there. And sometimes you might just need to blow on that spark and allow it to rekindle and reignite that light within you. Though remember, it is always there, even in those darkest times, especially in those dark times. Your light is always there.
Mm.
Thank you.
So beautiful, Jennifer. Thank you so much. I always love that you share stories about yourself and put it right into this real human experience. And I really appreciate about you. And I look forward to the meditation that you're going to guide us into. As Marshall yesterday, when we came into resonance with the sun and the earth and the cosmos and this natural radiance that just arises from that place. And I think that's where your joy is arising from all the time. And here we are.
Mm.
We have Maitreya. Thank you for inviting him, Jennifer. He's one of your favorites. And
Yeah.
Maitreya is a sublime teacher, powerful healer, an inspired sacred musician. He guides his students, clients, and audiences into the heart of truth with boundless joy, empowering them to uncover the vast radiance that is their own nature. What a perfect person to come and help us to experience the radiance at the center of our heart as you, Maitreya. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Jennifer. It's awesome to be here. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for sharing. I loved what Jennifer was saying about radiance, and such a quality, and we really want to come back to that natural essence of the self, which we know there's so much gold inside, so much to explore, but things are tough sometimes. And I can speak from my experience. Just I had COVID just a few days ago, and I've managed to escape it all these years traveling around, but it got me, and I was laid out on the bed, and yeah, hopefully my voice works today, but I'm grateful to be up again. It sort of laid me out for a bit, but I think it's like, ooh, okay. Once we go through a tricky time or whatever sort of trauma, whether it's illness or relationship breakdown, it really can take the wind out of our sails and make us feel like that radiance or that peace or that joy or all those things that we seek for and we try and cultivate. It just feels like they can be pulled away like the rug under the feet. But I'm so grateful for spiritual community, people that inspire me and to come together. I think this is a great initiative, this 7 days of rest and renew, because yeah, I got to rest anyway. I still have to rebuild my energy. But will I just play a song, Teresa, to sort of
Yes,
keep things
please.
flowing?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a song called the Sacred Tree, and I lived on a beautiful property near the mountains in Australia, 2 hours north of Sydney, and I lived on a property called the Pines with some friends, and I'd be lucky to go traveling on spiritual retreats in sacred places in India and Bali and USA and all over, and I'd always come back to this one tree, which was like a pine tree that splits into two, and I felt like it was a really special tree among many other special trees, and I would always do circles around that tree and just put my Ajna chakra against that tree when I got back from a trip and just connect back in, and I felt like that tree was feeding all the other surrounding trees. So if you are going through some healing journey like myself at the moment, just think about one of your favorite trees. I was blessed to go to the ocean today with my wife and my beautiful son. He's 10. He's got a new remote control car. He's doing jumps on the beach. But it was beautiful. It's so still. And I was just grateful to be back on my feet. And what's more radiant than the sun? So just think about the trees, think about your heart, think about the sun, and enjoy the song. This is the Sacred Tree. Hear these words within your heart. I'm calling you beyond the sea. The day has come, it's time to start. Come, beloved, come to me. Come, beloved, come to me. The love that pulled us far apart, circling around the sacred tree. Divine design, your work of art. Union through diversity. Union through diversity. Love is never really lost. It's hiding in the Maya. Lift the veils and clear the dross. I'm swimming in your fire. I'm swimming in your fire. As you seek, know that you're found. The sun breaks through the clouds Heaven's here upon the ground. Come home, beloved, now. The time, it has no meaning here. And now we're taking flight. The oceans wash away your fear. Now your path is in sight. Now your heart is open wide. Hear these words within your heart. I'm calling you across that sea. The day has come, it's time to start. Come, beloved, come to me. Come, beloved, come to me. Come, beloved, come to
Ah, beautiful, Maitreya. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Nice.
We'll have more from Maitreya coming up. And as we start our meditation segment of today, we start with the Global Silent Minute with Dot Maver, then move into our meditation and more music. Dot, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
Gratitude, Teresa. So beautiful, Jennifer and Maitreya. Oh, we give ourselves to love over and over and over again. And today, day 3 of 7 days of rest and return to essence, our theme is radiance. And we radiate the love and joy and recognition of the one heart as our hearts unite across distance in our community field of heart coherence. And as always, we presence in resonance with life itself and radiate love and healing. Every day, we observe the exact same 9 p.m. GMT minute of silence as action in sacred unity, with millions both sides of the veil, calling for global cooperation, peace, and freedom as we come to rest in the knowing and healing balm of essence. The power of silence is greater than we know. So let us prepare to enter our global silent minute. With a deep breath, we activate the spirit of peace in our own hearts. And we unite our fiery hearts across distance. And as we drop further into the power of silence, we invite all those on the other side of the veil to join us. The next thing you will hear is a Tibetan singing bowl, as we are radiance itself, pulsing love.
I invite us all to turn within, to reconnect to the divine radiance within each and every one of us, every being, every plant, every animal on this planet. Let us begin by focusing our attention in the area of our hearts, allowing deep, conscious, loving breaths flowing in and out, right through the center of our heart or chest. Breathing a little slower and a little deeper than usual. Let us come together in unity and allow 3 deep, conscious, loving breaths in and out, right through the center of our heart or chest together. Breathing in slowly, deeply, allowing our heart and chest to expand and to fill with radiance. And breathing out, allowing that radiance to flow outwards. Allowing another deep, slow, conscious, loving breath. And once more, releasing it out. And together, let's allow this deep, conscious, loving breath flowing in and out right through the center of our heart or chest. I now invite us to envision a radiant golden ball of light right above our heads, around where the crown chakra is. I want you to imagine that in this radiant golden ball of light is all the radiance you could ever ask for in a million lifetimes. And that this golden ball of light trickles down the back side of your head in a beautiful luminescent waterfall. And as you allow this radiant, luminescent light to pour down the backside of your body, as this waterfall of light pours down, imagine it illuminating and radiating each and every one of your chakras. Visualizing that beautiful golden light illuminating your crown chakra, the backside of your third eye chakra, your throat chakra, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your root chakra. And as you allow that waterfall to cascade down the back of your body, envision every one of your chakras glowing brighter, being filled and illuminated by that beautiful light. As we allow a deep, conscious, loving breath, I invite us to envision the spark of light that is our essence, our nature, our divinity, that has been with us since the beginning of time. Imagine that spark of light that is you, that is your soul, is your oneness, is your light. Imagine it floating out in front of you. I'm going to take us back in time for a moment, billions and billions of years ago, before time began. All there was endless light. There was nothing to do, nothing to be, nothing to achieve, except to allow the radiance of this light to suffuse us and to receive it, to receive all the light we could ever imagine receiving. And that is our essence, that is where we came from. Until one moment we decided we not only wanted to receive the light, we too wanted to share the light. We didn't just want to receive the radiance, we wanted to be the radiance. And in that moment, we pushed back and we broke off into the billions and billions of sparks of light that are each and every one of our souls. Connect to your ancient nature, your ancient radiance that is a part of all things, a part of all people, all plants, all animals, all planets, and all universes. And connect to your divine spark. Pull it towards you. Allow your heart to magnetize towards that divine spark of light that is you, is your essence, is your very nature, and pull that spark towards your heart. Allow that spark of light to come in, to integrate, to drop into your solar plexus. So we allow deep, conscious, loving breaths. Envision that beautiful spark that is your essence right there in your solar plexus. Envision it growing into not just a pool, but a lake of light right in your solar plexus with every breath that we allow. Envision that glowing lake, that growing pool of light illuminating and suffusing and growing stronger and more radiant. Imagine with every breath as you allow it to flow in, imagine that light then flows down your arms, down your legs, to the tips of your fingers, the tips of your toes. As we breathe in, radiate that light to every cell of your being, carrying with it your essence, your DNA of light, your DNA of radiance, of your desire to share and to be like the original light. Allowing another deep, conscious, loving breath as we allow this light, this luminous radiance to expand within our bodies, to touch every one of our organs, to pulse through our veins, to cover our skin and to radiate outwards. I invite you to pull all this beautiful radiant light, pull it into your heart, pull that spark of light up and into your heart. As we allow a deep, conscious, loving breath, increasing our capacity to hold light, to share light. And as we breathe out, radiating this beautiful golden luminescent light, radiating it out to the room around you. Allowing another conscious, loving breath and illuminating not just where you were sitting, but your entire city. Imagine that you have the capacity to light up your entire city with your luminosity. Breathing in again as we radiate this beautiful light out to the country. Imagine that every being, every plant, animal is suffused in this golden radiance that is your light, it is your nature. Allowing another deep, conscious, loving breath and allowing that light as we breathe out to radiate, bathing the entire world in golden light, in love, in divine oneness and wholeness that is our birthright. As we breathe in, allowing that light to travel back to the country, back to the country that we're in. Allowing that light to travel back to the city that we're in. Allowing that beautiful radiant light to drop back to the room where we are and into our hearts. I now invite us to ground as we pull that spark of divine light, allowing it to drop down from our heart to our solar plexus, down to our sacral chakra, our root chakra. Imagine it flowing down through the tops of our legs, our lower legs, down through our feet, and right down into the center of the earth. As this beautiful essence, this golden spark, this radiance that we are, entwines, entangles, and intermingles with the earth's core and the earth's light, so that we and the earth become one. I am now going to give you a minute to set your intention or your wish. Could be a wish for yourself, for someone else, for humanity. And I invite you to place this wish, this intention, into this interwoven bubble of light at the core of the earth, intermingled with your radiance and the earth's radiance. And envision this wish, this intention being divinely protected in this bubble of light. Allowing one more conscious, loving breath to center and ground in our intention. And now shooting that beautiful ball of white light, golden light, intermingled from the center of the earth, right up through the earth's core, up through the ground, to the balls of our feet, up through our lower legs, our upper legs, our root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, up through the crown, releasing anything out of the crown, anything that no longer serves you, allowing it to just flow up and out, holding on to your intention, to your wish, and allowing that beautiful wish, that golden light, that radiance that is your spark, to drop down through your crown, down through your third eye, down through your throat, and to rest with ease and grace in your heart for the rest of this year. Namaste.
I be safe and free. May you be happy and at peace. Wherever beings may be, earth, air and sea, may their suffering cease swiftly. And as long as space endures, I open my heart to yours, and I will love you more to the other shore, to the other shore. May all beings be at ease. May all beings be happy and at peace. Whatever beings there are, whether near or far, may we care for them like our closest friend. And as long as space endures, may I too remain until all suffering ends completely. My way, with faith and grace, may kindness rain down on this place. With faith and grace, may kindness radiate every place. With faith and grace, may kindness pour down on your place. With faith and grace, may kindness radiate every place. Gate para sangate bodhisvaha. Gate para sangate bodhisvaha. Gate para sangate bodhisvaha. Gate para sangate bodhisvaha.
So beautiful. Thank you. And Jennifer, what a beautiful meditation. And Dot, Global Silent Minute. Well, I could really just feel this deep spark of love just floating around everywhere today. So lovely. Well, we're just going to take a few minutes to share where you can learn more about Jennifer and Maitreya and the Global Silent Minute. And we're going to have one more song from Maitreya. Thank you so much for singing, even after being a little sick, I know. And
Good
then for
medicine.
those of you that want to hang out a little bit, we'll have some community time for us to just be together as a community. So let's start with Dot. I just want to remind people again, I'm putting a link in the chat to the Global Silent Minute, but we are really hoping that after this week of a daily silent minute participating, that we'll all choose to continue to use the power of silence every day and joining together in the global field with millions of others doing the same, and know that that silence holds so much power. So if you want to say something else
Yes.
about that.
Oh, thank you, Teresa. How beautiful each one of these pulses. So I love giving ourselves to love over and over and over. And we do that through the Global Silent Minute daily at 4 p.m. New York time, 9 p.m. GMT. And whether you join us live, usually on Facebook, or subjectively, just take that 1 minute as we unite our hearts across distance, knowing that silence as action in sacred unity is so, so powerful. GlobalSilentMinute.org is where you can hear the story of how the Silent Minute helped end World War II. And in these times, we use our Global Silent Minute to bring an end to all war, to bring peace to humankind and all life. So, thank you.
And Dot will be bringing on some friends for day 5 to deepen our experience of the Global Silent Minute. So I hope you'll join us for that. And Jennifer, I put a couple links in the chat. I know, Kaylin, if you'd pull up the website for Om Heals. We also put in the optimalmatch.com if you want to just share a little bit about these beautiful offerings that you continue to create. I don't know how you do it all.
Meditation, that really is the secret, Teresa. I haven't missed a day of meditation for 10 years, so it helps us become superhuman. Om Heals is a platform we created during COVID to help match people with holistic practitioners around the world. Maitreya is actually one of them. That's how I was fortunate enough to get to know him. As you can tell, his music in and of itself is healing, and he's also a trained Ignite Your Spirit therapist. So anywhere from anywhere around the world can answer our Get Matched questions and find out for free who your matches are. And you can use coupon code 20NEW for 20% off your first session. And on that note, we had such success in beta phase with Om Heals over the last year. We had an 89% success and satisfaction rate that led us to develop Optimal Match, which actually this is the first time I'm talking about it publicly. Optimal-Match is a SaaS platform that allows any organization around the world to embed the same matching algorithm that we've had the 89% success rate. And our intention is to roll this out to therapists around the world. So many people, mental health, wellness, coaches, teachers. We've had extraordinary results in the short year-long period that we've been beta testing, and we cannot wait to find partnerships with companies like BetterHelp, Talkspace, Psychology Today, and other organizations and coaching platforms that want to have the first match right the first time. I mean, think of what that could do for people if you got the best coach for you, the best therapist for you the first time instead of having to struggle. So that is our dream. And feel free to reach out to us if you want to learn more.
Thank you, Jennifer. I mean, this is such a great offering to continue to match us vibrationally, really, to exactly what we need.
Energy.
Yeah, with our
Yes.
energy. You also are, you said, co-hosting the Global Peace Tribe on Saturday. So I just put a link in the chat to that if you want to spend more time. Do you want to say something about the theme for Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually focusing on wholeness and returning to wholeness and wellness. And we'll be featuring several of our Om Heals practitioners on Saturday. And actually a favorite of Global Peace Tribe, who's a dear friend, and I'm actually doing a course with her later this year, Kimberly Meredith will be offering free medical intuitive readings for people. So she's become a dear friend, and When she does free readings, people show up because she saved somebody's life. There was somebody a couple of months ago who she did a reading for and poo-pooed her and said, "My heart is fine. What are you talking about? Everything is fine." And then fast forward 3 weeks later, the person said, I'm just going to go get my heart checked. And sure enough, went in for immediate surgery and it saved his life. So,
Oh,
you
wow.
know,
Beautiful.
that's why I'm a devotee of energy medicine and holistic practitioners. I certainly would not be where I am today if it wasn't for all the wonderful healers like Maitreya and everybody else out there, and Kimberly.
Yeah. And I can say I've gotten to have some sessions with different healers that Jennifer's gifted me with, and really powerful and so beautiful to have that resource. And Kaylin, let's bring up Maitreya's website for those of you that want to have a little bit more of Maitreya and Sada, his partner. Do you want to say a little bit about some of the offerings that you guys have, Maitreya? And you're muted right now.
Yeah. Thanks, Teresa. You guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sada is my beautiful wife, and she also is a wonderful healer, and we are blessed to play music together. So we travel around. Our weekly mentoring and meditation sessions, we've been doing that for many, many years. It's New York, each Monday evening, New York time, 7 p.m. And it's an hour, and it's a small group on Zoom, and we just check in with each other and see what's live energetically for the group, and then we apply some energy healing and meditation and some music to help lift each other and just have that support. And so we've been able to maintain wonderful connections, because we have to be creative to stay connected these days, because Sada's from the US, I'm from Australia, and traveling hasn't been so easy these last 4 years. So I think having that, the energy flows well through the computer, let's put it that way. And so it's great to stuff what you're doing with the global coherence pulse, and what Jennifer's doing, and Dot. I think the more of us that we can support each other and help each other with all these different offerings, I think that is that unity through diversity. Everyone's got their part to play, and it's just finding the people that you really resonate with, and that can help you resonate and understand yourself better. So we'll have some retreats when I say next year, this year, because we're now in the next year. We haven't exactly set dates, but we will be doing a retreat, Sada and myself, in South India, probably end of February or into March. But we're just looking at the dates and that sort of thing. But if you like the music, you can find all of our music and stuff as offerings through the website. And yeah, it's been awesome to be part of this, and it's a great way to start the year with just a bit more connection and rest. So thanks, Teresa, for
Thank you.
pulling
Thank
it all together
you.
again.
Yeah, and I just put also a link in the chat just to remind you that the 7 days of rest is a global event, and there is a calendar. So if you're feeling like, gosh, I want to see what else is happening, like right before our global coherence pulse, Donna Leah has the listening field. There's other beautiful offerings. And Maitreya, are you feeling up to another song?
Always,
Okay, okay.
always.
Well, before we do that, I want to say tomorrow, I just want to remind us that tomorrow, and Kaylin, you can bring that up, is gratitude. And that is with Julie Kroll and Michael Justin Williams, which will be really lovely. And I'm going to add Dot and Jennifer up just again for a moment in Maitreya. And I just want us all that are on the line just to take a moment, draw some energy into our hands and into our hearts, and let's send some love to these beautiful friends that have taken us into radiance today. That they be whole and healed and restored, so that they can continue to serve in all of the ways that they do. And let's bring that energy back into our own sweet hearts, so that we're also nourishing ourselves. Yeah, so important. All right, so we will go out with Maitreya playing some music for us. And if you'd like to stick around after the song, we'll have a little time for community hangout. And if you need to go, blessings on your day. Yeah. So Maitreya, it's all yours.
Thanks, everyone. This will be a song called Peace Inside Me. And it was inspired by when I had the good fortune to do some teachings with the Dalai Lama. He came to Australia many times, and there was 5 days of teachings in Sydney. And at the train station afterwards, I saw this monk standing off by himself. I'm like, I really want to go and talk to that guy. He looked like Gandalf. He had a big white beard. And I said, hello, I'm Maitreya. What's your name? And he looked right in my eyes and he says, hello, Maitreya. My name's Vajra. And Vajra means lightning, thunderbolt. And I jumped on the train with him heading into Central in Sydney, like the busiest train station in Sydney. And he was so relaxed. He was like the radiating peace. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, have you got plans? Do I need to help you work out? Because he'd been in Nepal, up in Pokhara, in this lake village of Nepal for the past 40 years. And his teacher told him to come to Australia and help some at-risk youth in Melbourne. But he was going to watch the Dalai Lama on his way to Melbourne, and he said, I don't have a plan, but someone's going to pick me up at Central Station. I'm like, I'm going to have to help this monk. He doesn't know what he's in for in Sydney. But he was so relaxed, and I helped him with his bags down the stairs at the train station in Sydney. And then there's people, just a sea of people left and right everywhere. And I heard someone just say, hey, Vajra. And it's like, who's that? Someone through the forest of people just spotted him. And I just knew in that instant when I said goodbye, how did that work? He didn't have a phone, he didn't have a meeting place, but I knew it was just his such vibration of peace that he was radiating. Everything just flowed for him. And so I wrote this song, and I managed to meet him 7 years later in the Botanic Gardens at Adelaide, and he told me his life story. But this goes out to all of us to find that peace inside us and to radiate that outwards. Peace inside me. Let go of the fear and doubt, and I am free. Happiness is a part of us, just wipe away the dust and I can see that we all came from the one. Let's not worry about our differences. We're all standing in the sun. Let's stop and realize how great it is. Inside of you, ask yourself within your heart, yeah, you know that it's true. Happiness is a part of us, just wipe away the dust, enjoy the view. Because we all came from the one. Let's not focus on our differences. Hum, hardy, hardy, I see my soul and now I'm coming home, coming home, coming home, coming home, coming home, coming. I'm coming home. Coming home to me. I'm coming home to peace. Awesome to connect.
Special
Yeah,
special
yeah.
blessings to you, Maitreya, too, that you recover fully and restore yourself after having your little COVID bout, and that your
Yeah.
family is
Thank you.
blessed. Yeah, thank you.
Being together with everyone, it certainly helps lift me. Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
I'm going to gallery view so we can see all of the beautiful faces that joined us today. Thank you all so much for being here, and I hope you'll stay on for a little community time. And if you can't stay, blessings on your day, and continue to just rest and keep offering yourself to the altar of love and fill yourself with this community and this love. Thank you, and stick around if you can.